Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killerrodan, and today I'm going to be reviewing another graphic novel for you, and this one is going to be for Red Sonja, Volume 1, She Devil with a Sword. So yeah, this one's quite thick as you can see. Yeah, now this is what I call a graphic novel. Oh yeah, and I like the little spinal thing they have over there. That's cool. I like the front cover, folks. The front cover is nicely detailed, giving you a sense of where the story takes place. And of course, it's nicely detailed. You see her uniform, you see the background, and such. It's highly detailed, like it should be. And yeah, it kind of looks like a gloomy area. And you see the artistic merits of this. You see her, she's strong. And of course, I'm always for strong women, of course. I do like that, have a strong female lead. And I always want to see a graphic novel based on my favorite video game, Rumble Rose. Don't know if that's ever going to happen. Ugh, cool. I like the little back right here they have, that's pretty cool. I like the artwork. But of course, as always, I do have to talk about the story of this. So let's get into it, shall we? Yeah. We start off at night where we get to see Red Sonja herself narrating, and she's pretty much talking about herself in a way, thinking about certain things. And there's been a great fight going on, of course, and she's been really wanting to finish her mission. She's pretty much talking about this, I guess you say this kingdom, this protagonist kingdom, one of the few swords worthy to cross one of his worthy, and this is warrior woman, which of course is Red Sonja. She's kind of the woman of vengeance, so to speak. She goes off to find what she's supposed to do, and she has plenty to do in this, folks. She rides off into what seems to be this weird area. Her horse gets spooked, and she tries to calm it down, of course. But then suddenly she gets some noise. She picks up something. There's something else right here. He's not very polite. But then again, this of course leads to a surprise attack, so to speak. And I guess you could say somebody was after her. I guess you can say. Oh boy. Of course, she's not going to back down from a fight. She does have to defend herself. And there's this whole fight going on. There's like a whole war thing. And things get rather intense, of course. Yeah, there's a fight here going on. She engages in it. She shoots for hours. And then there's, the lightning. It really gets intense. And she, again, like I said, she engages in this fight and pretty much decapitates somebody. Oh boy. She'll fight anybody whom is stupid enough to attempt her personal space. And so yeah, this is definitely an idea of a female warrior who triumphs while wearing this outfit, I guess you can say. And so yeah, she goes on, she speaks to people in this area after this fight, I guess. And this man right here, she and her talk about, so about certain things, he takes her point, and he is also over her, his life. He is a messenger of this particular place, returning from a mission to these tribes whose women smell like cattle, and whose breath is really wretched, I guess. And this catches her attention because it's really important. She has to go to this particular place for a good reason. Anyway, this man, both of them talk for a moment, I guess you can say. And it's really important, I guess you can say. He pretty much warns her to be careful around this area. Well, they're heading to this village. There are these beasts over here, can be really deadly. He drinks some of the water, of course. I guess you could say because he's rather thirsty, I guess. But then suddenly he starts coughing like crazy. And something suddenly goes up in his throat. Or should I say, coming from his throat. Which I guess is kind of weird, I guess. Because he starts gargling. And this, of course, catches her attention. Not in a good way. She's confused, just trying to figure out what the hell is going on here exactly. And this crazy thing comes out of the door of the sun. And of course, she has to pretty much fight it as well. It grabs her arm just when she grabs her weapon, and she pretty much just chops it off, of course. Yeah, this comic book is pretty violent, folks. This graphic novel, oh boy. Both attempt to fight this creature out of this beast, I guess you can say. But things get worse as it continues to come out of his mouth anyway, and starts to wrap itself around him. And yeah, he starts to feel a lot of pain because of that. And she knows what she must do. She must, end it one way or another. It's not going to stop until, well, let's just say she pretty much decapitates him. I guess you could say a merciful death. And then from here, she goes to this town, this kingdom that was brought into captivation. And yeah, she doesn't belong to this village, so to speak. She must go past this big gate kind of thing over here. Yeah, this place takes place in a desert. Oh boy, I like the scenery. The scenery is really nice. I like that, and that's a good thing, of course. It gives you a sense of the area of where it is, and she just trying to get past the gates, of course. But there's some watch guards right there. And they're doing a job, of course. They just keep an eye on her, even though she's just right there. Sonja pretty much is wandering around, and yeah, her wanderings bring her to this isolated city that's governed by this mad sorcerer. And it's only a matter of pages until the two must meet in combat. And the art style really helps to bring this to life. And she suddenly hears something from the distance. It could be like it was a little child, but the little child is frightened by her. I guess you can say because she's pretty much scared, really. And then one of the warriors approaches her, and so the warrior, sees her. But the thing is, he's trying to talk to her. I guess you can say. She pretty much informs that this warrior, this guard, that she doesn't bring no good news. His message of peace falls on deaf ears, and she gets off her horse and explodes this area. Those strings will lose their tension if he hold them tightly too long, I guess you could say. Nah, she pretty much is a strong woman with her own ideas, of course. When she came in, these these warriors are informed to fight her, of course. And she has a sword, and she's a strong woman with a sword. Oh boy. Each time I think of a strong woman with a sword, I think of Saya from the animated version Blood the Last Vampire for some reason. And also, that was in the live action version as well. And yeah, I think of that too. I like that movie. Well, that's an anime film I've seen way too many times. But it's a good movie. The warrior, yeah, he gets very upset. There's such words are treason, or worse, blasphemy, and so forth. Of course, Red Sonja, she does what she has to do. She trying to inform that peace is not coming, and they get in fight with her. They're still shooting their hours at her poor horse gets killed off. And of course, from this point on, she again engages into another fight. And of course, the leader of the guards doesn't hold back, and neither does she. He pretty much orders them to fire more bow and arrows at her. They're really sharp, really pointy, of course, with strong wood. And she prepares herself to pretty much defend herself, pretty much. She's like a one-man army kind of thing. She deflects all these weapons at once with her sword, of course. And she just keeps going at it. She's just not going to hold back at all. Which, of course, is a good thing. I'm always liking female characters like this. And on top of that, she's the leader. And she's actually really well fit, which, of course, is a good thing. There is nothing wrong with a woman that's trying to be fit. It's actually a healthy thing. Of course, if she chooses to. But anyway, they're trying to tie her up, of course. They're trying to, lasso her down to the ground, of course. But she doesn't give in, of course. She just ends up cutting all the wires, and she chops off many of the arms. the limbs to get free, and unfortunately, she ends up getting free. And one of the men engages in hand-to-hand combat, of course. And of course, they go. This leads up to a heated battle, of course. Neither side is willing to bow down, of course. Um, yeah, there are a lot of people are actually amazed of it. She's actually holding her own. She leaps in the air, and she actually engages further into this fight. And she's not gonna quit. Well, at least she's not gonna die without a fight, I guess you can say. I actually thought this was a good novel, folks. Wait, let me rephrase it. It's a great novel. I really enjoy this. Sometimes the story itself of this graphic novel can be a bit hard to follow, but all the events are actually well linked up, and it does have a pretty good story, if you ask me, folks. And I, of course, wouldn't mind reading it again. And I don't want to spoil too much, of course. This is definitely worth picking up. If there's a comic book store nearby, definitely pick this up. It has a good story, is well written, and the artwork is really done, really well done. Red Sonja is greatly detailed, drawn out well, really well. She's not just some pinup model, although she may be attractive as always. But again, she's not some supermodel with a sword or anything. But also she's also looks like very much as a very believable warrior, and the action scenes are well choreographed. Expressions are nicely detailed and pretty much well drawn out. They're well executed. I mean, it's pretty graphic, folks. It's pretty violent, but still, the art quality is really high, I guess you could say. I guess in some ways, it's your basic Conan the Barbarian type of fantasy tale. In ways, of course, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything really, but in many ways, this is your basic fantasy Conan the Barbarian style fantasy type of story. Yeah, it's kind of like if this was an actual movie. I mean, I know there's a live action version of this movie kind of thing that was actually made, but I'm not going to count that because it was terrible. But in some ways, if there was a good movie that was made from this, it'd be kind of like a Stallone Rambo type of movie, I guess. It'd be kind of like that, like a Rambo movie, so to speak. But instead of a guy, it's a woman doing all this. Yeah, but still, Red Sonja's character is well drawn out and subtly developed with a good story. And so yeah, it's all in all, I highly recommend this one. I really did enjoy it, folks. Oh yeah. Aimed with just a sword and a few other smaller weapons, just to fight through these events. Volume 1, She Devil, it gets an overall rating of a 7.5 out of 10. It's pretty good. As always, thank you for watching and take care. See you.